Well, here we go. Meet the artist. Ivy, age 10, paints with acrylics and wants to be a professional artist. You can support her by purchasing a one-of-a-kind painting. I guess it must be these, what would you call that? Yeah, Ivy Rose Sutton, 2026. So there's a goodbye. Right next to Ivy's work, I see this plate here that has a very, very intricate and detailed painting on it. Clearly Russian. Now I'll tell you why that catches my attention. One of the things that are famous in Russia is something called a lacquer box. And a lacquer box is usually about that big, opens up, put your jewelry inside or your valuables. But the tops are always decorated with a painting like this. One of the most famous lacquer box painters was by a name I just forgot. What the heck was his name? I have to think about it. But I got one in Moscow and it's very valuable now. I actually think Rain owns it now. It's Palais. Palais was the artist, I believe. Palais or Palais. When I get home, we'll check it, all right? This is a scene of the temple ruins, $110. It's a reproduction, of course. I can see how it slipped from under this frame a little bit. The mat is incredible. Handmade. It has these florets in the corners that must be hand applied. Very elaborate frame for such a piece. It says Romeo's Treasure. Well, we haven't found anything yet, Rain, but I think we're getting close. More Parisian scenes. Those were so typical back in the 50s. So typical. Factory made.
Pot boiler.
Pot boiler. It's not even a pot boiler because it's not original, it's print. Oh, now this is interesting. Oh. A lot of interesting stuff here. I like this. I don't know who it is. It says sailing tools, sailing boats, vintage painting, $375. Very well done. Very well done. Nice frame. Extremely old painting there. So dark you can't. The varnish is so dark you can't even see the subject matter. Gain a portrait. Now, it's a pastel on paper. And it looks well done. Very well done. Problem is the same problem as before. It's a portrait. No matter how well done they are, they just don't seem to attract an audience. Except, of course, if it was by John Singer Sargent, then you'd have a lineup. This is interesting on the floor here, right? Look at that. Impressionist painting, $425. Let me have a look at the back. Oh, this is definitely old. It's oil on board. DeVoe Studios canvas boards, New York and Chicago. No signature. No details on the back whatsoever. It's old, it's turn of the century. Look at the nails that are holding. This has got a significant amount of water damage. It's bowed quite badly. Or if you want to look at it from the other side, it's cupped quite a nice impressionistic touch, but I don't see a signature, front or back. So I'm going to have to say that's a pot boiler, or it's an amateur work. Here's another one. This time on stretchers. 740505 is the number. I think that's got to be an invoice number. Audrey Montgomery, Texas Painting. Pleasant work. I'd say mid 20th century.
Is it worth anything?
Pleasant piece. I don't know much about the artist, Audrey Montgomery from Texas, but if you looked it up, I think it's maybe worth about what it's priced at. $425. I think it was $425. No, I'm wrong. $345. That one's $425. This is very interesting. It says vintage impressionist painting. I guess what I like about this is it's done with a palette knife. And palette knife painting's quite a skill. I mean, he's able to render these people with a palette knife almost perfectly. Nice. I think that too, oh, I just got the, was $425. Yep, it is. Very nice palette knife work. I admire the painter. Okay, now this is extremely intriguing for me. Very intriguing, but first I want to look at this. This painting of a seagull by an artist by the name of Watson. And I think we were able to find him on eBay. Very similar work, selling for about 900 bucks, was it? And this one's $225. And I'll just do the test. I know people don't like me doing this, but it's the way I can tell it. If it's a painting or a print, this is a painting. And the back says absolutely nothing. No information. Just being certain, the paint is applied so thinly, it could be a giclées. But here's the thing. One way to always know if a painting is original, an oil painting will always feel a little bit rough. No matter how thinly they put that on there, this is going to feel a little bit rough. There's a little bit of texture. So this is an original painting. The artist's name is Watson. We'll tell you a little bit more about Watson. That signature reminds me more of a tag by a graffiti artist than it does a signature by a fine art painter, fine artist. I'm not saying it's not fine art. I'm just saying the signature appears like a tag you would see on a wall where someone had made an image in graffiti and then tagged it. And for you aspiring young collectors, I would buy that. It's $225, seagull painting. It's got a good signature by Watson. And if you don't think that street art is worth any money, go ahead and Google the word Bansky, B-A-N-K-S-Y. See what you find out. Now this caught my eye. This is very interesting to me. It looks like an original. I can see some compression cracking, crackler, compression marks through here. So that is an original painting. And it says Letterman painting, $795. Now, Letterman isn't an artist. Letterman was a studio, Letterman Studios, that produced all kinds of these very large, sometimes 40 or 50 by 60 paintings, mass produced and sold them to department stores in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. You would find a Letterman painting in JCPenney, above a Chesterfield, or in Sears in their furniture department. That's what Letterman paintings were. Mass-produced, decorative, intended for the large department store market. The thing about this painting is I don't think that's a Letterman painting. I think that painting is an original by Virgil Thrasher, the artist we just saw a serigraph of a few minutes ago. So what I'm going to do is see if we can get this painting down. I want to have a look at the back and see if we can firm it a little further that this is Virgil Thrasher. Back in a minute. So I got the painting off the wall, and there is nothing on the back that indicates who the artist is, but there is a clue. Now this is stretched canvas, so I know it's not a serigraph, because if it was a serigraph it would be on paper, not stretched canvas. So this, although it doesn't tell me anything, let's just turn it around again. This is obviously an acrylic painting, and very well done, extremely detailed. I'd have to do some research. I mean, is it possible for them to make a big enough screen, fine enough that they can screen acrylic on top of canvas? I'm not certain. I've never seen it. But this is the end of the story, and I'm going to buy it. Okay, so we're here with Oscar Bernal. You're the manager of the store?
No, I'm one of the associates that works here at this location. We have a total of 6 locations.
In the San Diego area?
Well, 3 down here in San Diego. One is right across from Kobe Swap Meet. The other one is right on Hancock Street, 1895 Hancock Street. And we have 3 up in Encinitas in the same shopping center.
So there's lots to see. If you want to go to San Diego and Encinitas, there's lots to see here, people. Another hidden masterpiece found. Happy hunting. If you've been seeing this book and wondering who it's from, my name is John Sumner. I've spent a long time in the art world as a dealer, an appraiser, and as a working artist. I wrote a no-nonsense guide to buying art because I've seen how confusing and intimidating buying art can feel, even for people who genuinely love it. This book isn't about trends, and it's not about telling you what to buy. It's about learning how to look at art with a bit more confidence and trusting your own taste instead of second-guessing yourself. If that sounds helpful, you'll find the book in the link below. And if it's not for you, that's completely fine too.